Equivalent fractions. Marcos has determined that 1/3 of his patient's body is covered in burns. Identify an equivalent fraction to 1/3 to determine the number of sections of the body that are affected. Equivalent fractions are different fractions that have the same value. And we're going to draw this out right here to show 1/3, and we'll look at what an equivalent fraction of this would be. So right here we have 3 blocks that are all together to represent a whole unit. So each is divided into 1/3. And so we're going to kind of just color in 1/3. So one of the blocks of the 3, to show that this represents 1/3 of the patient's body covered in burns. Now, we create equivalent fractions by multiplying the numerator and the denominator by the same number. So, for example, in this one, we could multiply 1/3 by 3 on the top and the bottom, numerator and denominator, by 3 and 3, to give us 1 times 3 is 3, 3 times 3 is 9. So now we can see when we go down to the second box, we have the same amount of space to represent 1 unit, but instead though it is now divided into 9 sections. So to represent the 3/9, we're going to go here and we're going to color in 3 of the spots. This way you can see that even though 1/3 and 3/9 seem different, they actually are the same because it represents the same value. So let's go over another example here. Example 2. Nestor has 3rd-degree burns on 1/4 of his body. What are 2 equivalent fractions to 1/4? Now, the way we find equivalent fractions is multiplying the numerator and the denominator by the same number. So we have 1/4. So let's go ahead and just multiply by 2 on both the top and the bottom. So 1 times 2 is equal to 2. 4 times 2 is equal to 8. So this is one equivalent fraction. Let's do another one with 3/3. We'll just kind of go up the numbers. So 1 times 3 is equal to 3. 4 times 3 is equal to 12. So these would be considered 2 equivalent fractions to 1/4.